let's just quickly go over what was included with your Fly More package. Of course, you have the drone itself with its one battery. You have your additional battery. Again, each battery is rated at about 16 minutes top flight time, but realistically you're probably going to get closer to 12 to 14 with wind and other conditions involved. Your 2 additional sets of flight props, your total of 4 flight guards, which I would definitely recommend when you first start off, your charging hub, micro USB cable, power outlet plug and power adapter, and your controller. Additionally, the other benefit of getting the Fly More package, aside from the fact that if you were to buy all these accessories separately, it's going to cost you more than the $700, is the fact that you also get a pretty well-made carrying case as well. You can also continue to use this as a protector for your drone. This is well made, this isn't going to disintegrate, this actually got good quality to it and lightweight, and it looks fine. It doesn't look like this is going to actually fit in your case, so this isn't something you're putting in your case. This is if you decide to travel, store your drone separately than with the case itself if you're looking for that extra rugged protection there. So again, you got your crate and the really well-made carrying case there as well. And lastly, you just got your instructional guide, booklets, and probably warranty information in there. That's the overview of the Fly More package. This is my first unboxing here, the first time I've had this in my hand. Overall, pretty impressed. If I was just to give you some more thoughts, I thought this would be lighter, and I'm actually surprised that this has some good weight to it as well. Doesn't feel cheap. I thought it would be maybe cheaply made. Everything on here looks well designed and just comes together well. No gaps or anything, everything it's seamless. Initial concerns with the drone before I do my initial test flight here are going to be camera quality. I've seen videos online, the camera quality looks great, but with yawning, just because it doesn't have that 3rd axis gimbal, you just have to be a little careful with your pans, as opposed to just going forward like that. That's fine. It's going to give you comparable footage to the Mavic if you're just looking at 1080p. And the other thing is that this does not have 4K on it compared to the more expensive drones. But again, this 1080p is supposed to be extremely sharp, and from the videos I've seen online, they look pretty good as well. So in an upcoming video, which I'll be posting shortly, so stay tuned for that, my initial review of the drone itself. So look what came in the mail a day early. We got the DJI Spark here, and we're gonna do a quick unboxing and see what's inside. Just an order confirmation, your 16GB micro SD card, and then here. And then of course, the box itself. Kind of bummed out about this little dent here. What's that about? That's gonna ruin the resale value a little bit. So flip it over. Just some cool minimalistic designs. And then if I don't kill myself with this knife, that sound. So in here we should have the drone and all the other accessories, because otherwise there's nothing else in there. There's a seal there. Now here we go. First opening. Whew. So let's do it this way. Just some package protectors. The case, your instructional manual guides here, and probably warranty information. So there's a little side pocket for you to open from there. And you just have, in various languages, all your quick start guides. Way too much reading information. You think anyone's really going to go through any of this? Probably not. And in the carrying case, some silica. More protectors. Your charger for your charging dock. Your props, your charger. A protector for the controller, and I would actually suggest keeping this, because if you're gonna continue to pack your controller just with a Spark, this is a good way to keep your directional control is protected just by keeping it like that. And that appears to be it for the case. Actually, nope, spoke too soon. Got a couple more things. You got your micro USB cable, and this is, you can actually charge directly the Spark with this, and you can connect your controller. This is your charging dock, so your batteries are going to slip in there. Just wow, I haven't even opened the Spark yet. I already know it's going to be a teeny little thing just because of how small the battery slider part is. I mean, there's the size of my hand. This thing is teeny. And then on the side here is where you're going to put your micro USB cable, and then on the other side is where you're plugging the big power brick into the side. And I say big, but this is about the size of maybe a laptop's battery charger, so not too big. And again, let's just make sure nothing else is in the case. Nothing there. Case itself is made really nicely as well. It doesn't appear to have any side pockets, which I would have thought would be a nice addition. Maybe just something off the side there, kind of like a camera bag. You do have this slot up top. It would be nice if it had a zipper to close it, you know, just in case you have SD cards or whatever, you don't want those flying around as much. But it does keep it so it's easy accessibility with this little flap on top, helping keep things in there. Your little divisional compartment divider here. So you're gonna have your controller on the left-hand side there. Your props and batteries can go here. Actually, I believe one battery and one battery. Those are your battery slots. And then of course your DJI Spark is gonna go in there as well. Now let's get all this out of the way and get the actual Spark. Now that that's all cleared away, the moment of truth. First of all, let's just give you a little size comparison here. This is my hand. This is the entire case. That's teeny. Imagine your DJI Phantom 4s, which are about this big, you know, so you're not carrying that around as easily. This can just go in a backpack, even without the carrying case. And I completely forgot, I also got this in the red variant. This is so small. It's got good weight to it, I'll say. This does not feel cheap at all. This feels very sturdy. A benefit of the Spark over the Mavic that a lot of people aren't really discussing is because the Mavic has the foldable, collapsible arms. Those, if in the worst case that you do have impact, those arms can break off. I actually have a friend who his Mavic's arm broke off when flying and he crashed into a tree. Whereas this, I've actually seen some crash tests where this is pretty durable just because the wings are fixed. However, I wouldn't be surprised in a future upgrade model to this that they do have the collapsible arms, because just, whoa, look how small this is. You can't even see it when my hand's covering it like that. That is teeny. There it is on the other side there with the battery, and let's see how the battery releases. So just, I guess you're pulling both, and that's the little battery. Quick little specs here of the drone. Of course, the camera on the front here. A 1080p 30 frame per second camera with a 2-axis gimbal, up, down, and side to side, but no left to right like that. So not a 3-axis gimbal like some of the other higher end drones like the Mavic and the Phantom line. Wow, the light just changes so dramatically here, man. We got some light here now. And then on the front here, you do have your front facing obstacle avoidance. This is a 3D camera. So what's unique about this front facing camera here, not only is this acting as an obstacle avoidance system, maybe not as good as the higher end drones, sure, but this is what allows for the gesture control of this front facing camera here. So while a lot of people are speculating that, for example, the Mavic might include gesture control, I'm thinking it might, maybe in a future model, where they might add this camera system there. But I'm thinking this is going to be unique to the Spark for at least the short run, just because this is some different hardware here, which is recognizing your gestures like your hand movements and your body movements and your face and things like that. Other thing that I'm noticing right here, I was thinking, would these covers be replaceable? At this time, it doesn't look like it. Like, for example, you can hot swap them out. I thought that would be a great idea. You could just get different colors and they could probably charge outrageous amounts, like 20 bucks just for the cover. That would have been smart marketing there. But anyways, let's look at the back now, where you have your micro USB cover here, if I can get it open. There we go. Your micro USB port there and your micro SD card there. And this latch feels pretty durable, but you gotta be careful, I'm gonna say, just to make sure it doesn't come off with any hard or fast movements there. And then we got a warning light here, charge the battery for the first time to activate it. Okay, and it gives you some quick instructions on how to turn it on. So when it comes to actually turning this drone on, that's the actual power button there with your LED indicators for your battery levels right there. So you got your LED indicators and your power on off button right there. Continuing on with what's inside this case, we have an extra set of props, 2 here and 2 here. These feel very light, very plasticky, but of course you want to keep the entire weight of your drone down, so that's how they do it. Let's collapse them in the other way, see if it's any different. So pretty small. Again, I mean, just size comparison. Stick those back in and put them away. And your additional battery here. So another question a lot of people had with the whole Spark Fly More combo was how many batteries are actually included. It's a little confusing. They make it seem like you have the one battery that's included with the Spark itself and 2 additional ones, similar to on Mavic, whereas you're actually only getting 1 battery that comes with the Spark and the additional one. So it's a bit confusing on their site about that. Just keep that in mind. Additional batteries are only $50, so it's not too bad. With Mavic, it's about $89, I think. Batteries fit in that way. Now, I will say a lot of people complain about the fact that the Spark can't collapse, that it's in fact has a bigger size footprint than the Mavic, which is probably about like this when folded up. But you have to keep in mind, I mean, with all your accessories anyways, it's still going to take about the same size footprint after everything's folded up. So not too big of an issue there.